Would you do it again, or would you stay home?
Heck no, zero chance. I got robbed of my money and my time. I very much regret going ripped off. I'm against it.
Okay, so Paul, you've never done a Let's Play before, have you?
No, sir.
So, unfortunately, this is a one-player game. We are not able to crew up and have Paul join me on the job here. But we are going to get what I hope is some wonderful commentary from Paul as I am trying to mow a lawn and probably running over somebody's flowers. That's about how it went last time we played. There we go. Okay, so we have been playing as Lightspeed Lawn here. We're ready to do the Jefferson house. We'll go ahead and assign me. Oh, we can't do this one. We don't have a green mower. We'll do this one. So there's like contract requirements for each house. Some of them require that you have a like electric mower instead of a gas-powered motor.
So this is a video game?
Yes, it is Lawn Mowing Simulator. I told Paul basically nothing before he hopped on this call with me. So it is very in the vein of like European simulator games, so everything feels a little bit wrong. So what we'll do first is we walk the property to look for things laying around that we don't want to run over with our mower. So if you see something, say something. One of the questions that I had last time is, because I've like always just mowed, you know, my lawn growing up, and then I
What is that? Oh, a little toy?
Little toy car. I don't have a lot of experience with like getting to a property and being like, oh, how do I divide this up? You know, what's the most efficient way to mow it? So if you have thoughts on that, I am all ears.
Dude, this looks like a really irregular lawn. I like it when it's just like a square or rectangle. Oh, you got another little thing there.
Okay, so we found all three of our things on the ground.
Man, this makes me want to go to Europe. I've never been over there. You just got back. Is this really what it looks like over there?
This is a very fancy area for sure.
Okay. Looks like we got a little open trailer action on the pickup truck.
I need you to tell me if you have seen a lawnmower like this. I've been to Equip and when it was GIE, but like, look at how this thing steers.
Oh yeah, I don't think I've seen one like that. I usually use Xmark or Toro, or I've been on a Kubota before.
We can
Watch
upgrade.
out for them flowers there. So normally I would start and mow the border first with blowing the grass back into the grass if it was me.
Currently needing to remember how to engage my blades. We need to check our cut height. Let's see if we can see our contract. Okay, 5.5 to 6.5 centimeters. We're currently set at 7. So we'll set that at 6. Definitely a little rusty, not playing for a month. Okay, now it's our throttle control. There we go. Paul's sending me right into the danger zone. Let's watch Cody run over these people's flowers.
Yeah, be careful. But we got a little. The best practice is to do the border first. I don't know where you're going here, Cody. I would have kept right in that border.
My goal was to like form the loop. If you turn at full, like if you crank your wheel all the way, you'll tear up the lawn. Oh, we hit a flower. It's already happened. It's good to get the first one out of the way. And the second one too, I guess.
Now, in real life, I know it's different in a video game, but I would never cut across. I would just follow the perimeter all the way around.
I will. I don't know that I'm good at the video game or at mowing in real life. I have, like I talked last time about, did my, Paul saw it well before I did. It's okay, it's light fines when we go to collect.
Oh, so the customer pays you in the video game?
Oh yeah, you can run marketing campaigns. They're all
Really?
pretty goofy. It's like radio ads and stuff. It's basically to get like fancier jobs, you have to earn reputation points through advertising and through doing a good job.
Yeah. Well, I guess if you're like 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, playing a video game like this would be a lot more like business educational than playing some crazy, video game that's just, you actually can learn a lot about business from this. So we didn't have nothing like this. When I grew up, we had a game called the Oregon Trail.
Taught you how to make it across the country without getting dysentery.
Yeah, it was fun, man. We didn't know we didn't know we'd have lawn mowing games a few decades later. We had the Oregon Trail, and then when Mario Kart came out, that was revolutionary, man. We'd all go to my cousins and everyone play Mario Kart, and you have to wait your turn. And it was fun.
Yeah, would that have been on N64?
Yeah, I think N64. So I had a Sega Genesis. That's what my parents got me when I was a kid.
Oh, nice. Playing some Sonic games?
Yeah, I played Sonic.
So when is the last time you played a video game?
I had a PlayStation 2 in 2014 or 15, and I sold it on Craigslist, and I haven't played a video game probably since 2014 or 14.
Nice. So where was that at with starting your lawn care company? Was that right about the same time?
Yeah, I actually remember the video game I played was Madden football, and in the game I would always be this outside linebacker, Adalius Thomas, and in real life I actually mowed his grass, so he was my customer, but I was him on the video game, so it was pretty cool.
That's awesome. Oh no. My controller disconnected, and we drove into some flowers. Perfect. We're calling equipment issue there. Not that the customer cares, but we did fully lose control of our equipment for a moment. So the thing that is a little bit annoying is that you don't start with a zero turn. So it is
you
very
gotta start
much
with this clunky thing.
Yeah. So we do. So Toro has a licensing deal with the game. There are Toro mows. Ego's new zero turn is in here. Some Skag equipment. Am I doing what you would be doing?
Well, I've never really seen a yard like this other than in this video game, because where I live in the Atlanta market, it's kind of cookie cutter. So the yards are squares or rectangles and all this European curvature, and like, a bench in the middle of the yard. Like, I've never had a yard like this ever, and I've been in this industry since 2011. So I honestly don't know how to cut. Like in real life in Atlanta, Georgia market, let's say the yard looks like a square. I would cut the border first, and then 1 week I would go horizontal. The next week I'd go vertical, and then the next week I'd go diagonal. So 3 different patterns. However,
Gotcha.
this is so like irregular. I think that you would be inefficient to do like vertical one way, horizontal the next week, and then diagonal the next week, because it's so irregular. You'd be wasting a lot of time. Whereas if the yard's a square, you're still efficient. So, but I would take, I guess I've never been to Europe, so I don't want to sound like tourist, but if yards really look like this, then I don't know how they mow over there. I just like that house.
The big thing is that like most people in Europe don't have a lawn. So if you're dealing with somebody that like lives in a place where they have a lawn, it is going to be like some weird garden thing, because they're like, it's a very wealthy lifestyle to have a lawn in Europe or in the bushes.
Really?
'Cause most
Just
people
'cause it'd
live in the city proper,
Okay.
and so you're in more of an apartment situation.
Okay.
There's a lot more, like in New York City, how people own apartments. It's a lot more like that, and so then you're paying into like the building co-op or whatever to take care of your stuff. But yeah, it is. I think like parts of the game are pretty silly, especially because like the devs are in Europe, so they just have no idea what lawn care in America looks like. But they got like the deal to put Toro stuff in, the Ego stuff.
Yeah, I saw Skeg was on the front cover too, I think. That's pretty cool.
So yeah, I'm not entirely sure like who the target market for this game is, because this is not the kind of thing I would normally play. But when I saw that it existed, I talked to some like gamer friends about it, and they were like, "Cody, you have to play. You're trying to do a YouTube channel for your lawn care marketing business. Like, you have to play Lawn Mowing Simulator."
This is cool. I had seen it one time. I didn't know what it was. The lawn tool there in Arkansas, he had somehow put this video game up on like a projecting screen on his garage and was playing it and made like a little short form vertical video about it. And I didn't know what it was. Like when I was watching it, I was like, I just didn't realize there's an actual video game where you can mow grass. I mean, I guess if you're in the winter blues and you miss it, or like it's a rain day and you just got to get that fix in. Like for me, I love mowing grass. Like yesterday, I was hanging out with Jason Creel. We're filming a YouTube video, and I got to mow because normally I'm the cameraman and he mows. But I was like, Jason, I've had enough of this. I was like, I'm mowing today, you know?
That's awesome.
I got to mow and he filmed. But so normally in my videos, you see Jason and not me because I'm filming. I was like, I want to be in the videos. Well, I want to mow mainly. And so anyway, it was therapeutic. I got to mow this yard, and it was a beautiful day in Alabama, and it just like, it was my first mow of the year, and it's just like, oh, it's so oddly satisfying.
I miss it. I always mowed our lawn growing up. When my wife and I were in our house, we sold trying to time the market, which was maybe a bad call. So I'm in an apartment now, but I loved mowing. I had gone full electric because I, don't need to mow more than one lawn. And so it was like quiet and peaceful. You just throw your headphones on. It's not like crazy loud. And it's always fun to go by the Ego booth at Equip, because instead of like teasing them, I'm like, oh no, I'm like a user of your equipment. I love it.
Nice.
And their thing didn't catch on fire at Equip this year. So I don't know did you hear about that?
Oh, DeWalt's mower had caught on fire outside at DeWalt, or at Equip. Of course, that was the. I didn't cover any of that on my socials or whatever, because I want to work with DeWalt as on my podcast. So I was like, I better not post anything, and like I don't want that to jeopardize them wanting to work with me. Because overall, DeWalt's a phenomenal brand. Stanley Black & Decker owns DeWalt. A lot of people don't know that, but Stanley had bought DeWalt, so the DeWalt brand is now in the Stanley Black & Decker family, and they also, I believe, own Cub Cadet and Hustler mowers. So
yeah.
Anyway,
well, and no shade, because it was a prototype mower. Batteries are volatile. It
was the talk of the town. But from my perspective, I was like, I'm just going to lay low on this one, because long term, I'm such a big Stanley Black & Decker fan. I just love their products. I don't want to ruffle any feathers, so I didn't. But that would have went viral if I would have posted like everyone else would. I would have got clicks and stuff.
Yeah,
I didn't mess with it.
You're a much more positive guy. I feel like you're not trying to like rake up drama for views.
Right. Well, it was the most low-hanging fruit views. I mean, you post a mower catching on fire the week of Equip on your reels with the right, there's the funny sound effects like, hello, Mr. George, how much you better than the guy? Stuff like that. It was the most easiest viral video I could have made, but I restrained myself. Hopefully, one day I can get a sponsorship with Stanley Black & Decker, so.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so what's the plan for Equip this year? I know that we're a way out.
Yeah, so the morning show is going to be going on Thursday morning. The last couple of years, Cody, it was called Influencer Live.
Yeah.
And Naylor started this a few years ago. He asked Equip if he could do a live Q&A panel with the influencers, and they gave him basically the room upstairs in the corner. Like, it would be really difficult to even find this room. And what's interesting about Equip is they have all these like educational sessions, and they do all this stuff. So anyway, on the worst possible day, which was Friday, because everyone's gone, they give Naylor the worst room. Like, it's upstairs in the corner far away. And Naylor invited the people from our community: Stan Genetic, Keith Calf, Brian Topnotch, I think Keith Kalfas, Blake Albertson, Brian Fuller. I'm probably leaving some people out. But anyway, he invited all of them: John Pajak, Naylor, myself, and we just, Caleb Ballman, maybe. I forget who all was there first year. And we're like, all right, guys, Friday morning, we're going to do like a live Q&A, blah, 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 blah. And anyway, it was standing room only. And Equip couldn't believe it, because they were like, kind of blew Naylor off, just giving him the janitor's closet upstairs, type thing. And none of their events were standing room only. So they're like, what the heck? Who are you guys?
Do people watch YouTube?
Yeah. So Naylor was like trying to tell you, like, there's a community of guys that like lawn care that are on the internet. So they literally moved us into prime time the next year. Not prime time day, but prime time real estate. They gave us the main ballroom. But they still put us on Friday morning, so it was a tough sell because most people are gone. And it was Naylor, Caleb Allman, and myself the first year, and we interviewed folks, and it went really well. I guess it was the second year. So then we ran it back again this past year on Thursday, and it was a big hit. And so we're going to do it again this upcoming year at Equip. We're changing the name to the morning show, and I'm going to be interviewing Jay Jacobs, and Naylor's going to be interviewing Keith Kalfas, and Caleb's going to be interviewing Jeremiah Jennings. And so,
that's awesome.
Yeah, that's happening on Thursday morning at the show on 8 o'clock a.m. on Thursday morning, 8 to 9:30. So I'll probably hit the stage at about 9 to interview Jay Jacobs. So that's my plan for that. And then also I'm going to be giving out 300 books at that event. So the first 300 people to get there will get a new book. And then I'll also be doing something at the Kubota booth. I'm going to be interviewing, I think, Mitchell Gordy at the Kubota booth. So looking forward to that. And then I'll have more things announced about Equip. Yeah, I literally was just on a call with them last week talking about everything. So they're excited. I'm excited. Naylor does his big meetup on Thursday evening.
Oh, yes. I love going to Naylor's party every year. When I worked at a certain CRM, we sponsored it the first year alongside Jobber and some other companies. And that wasn't his first year, but it was the first year I knew Naylor. So the first year I knew the event was happening. But that's always a super cool event. I remember when it was in the cave. Mm-hmm. Did you go to it when it was in the cave?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so we would have been at the same event. We just didn't know each other yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to do a booth for Lightspeed at Equip this year, but the rep emailed me while I was in France and was like, you have 24 hours to decide before we give this booth to someone else. And I was like, well, I'm not making a several $1,000 decision while I'm jet lagged, and so I don't know. I'll reach back out to him.
Yeah, that was just probably a marketing tactic. They're like playing you. I think you could probably still get in. So. Yeah. I don't know the map of the place, but it's huge. So if they can't fit a little 10 by 10 table in there for you, I think they're playing hardball. So I want to bite that bait. They did have 1,000 exhibitors there last year, so it is a packed show. But don't fall for that.
Put me in the corner next to a snow cone stand. It'll be great. We are getting this lawn mowed, Paul. Is this as fun as going out and filming Jason?
No, well, in real life, you have it's sunny in Alabama yesterday, and that just felt healthy just to be out in the sun. It looks like it's cloudy and overcast here in Europe, but I just like the satisfaction. It's satisfying to watch it here. There is a satisfaction element to me watching you mow virtually, but there's nothing like doing it yourself.
Smelling the grass.
Although yesterday I used a push mower, a Milwaukee push mower, battery powered, Yeah, you're on a different style mode, so it is very fascinating here.
How was the Milwaukee electric push mower? I don't think I've seen those in person yet.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was as expected. I'm used to gas, commercial, X marks and things like that, so I can't really compare apples to oranges. Like a battery powered push mower to a gas powered commercial mower is what I'm used to. I guess I don't want to say anything negative about the Milwaukee, but I will say you can't compare a commercial gas powered mower to a battery powered residential mower.
Yeah.
So I don't have anything to compare it with. Maybe compared to other mowers in its class, it was excellent. It got the job done, that's for sure, and it was quiet. I was telling Jason, I was like, I just really, X-Mark's 30-inch commercial mower. I've spent so many years with that mower. It's so good that it's hard to use something else. For push mowers, so
yeah.
They got the best one that I can't say that I've ever used, that I've ever used, but I've only really ever used that one. So it's like I don't know.
This is
any
my favorite. Also, I've never tried another.
Right, but it's so good. Like X-Mark's 30-inch commercial mower made me a bunch of money.
Yeah. So if you showed up to quote a lawn that was like, let's assume this is a backyard and they've like really decked it out landscaping wise. You show up to quote this to mow it. Would you even take this job?
No, I wouldn't. Unless they were like super rich and they were gonna pay me a boatload of money. But I've never been to Europe. I don't know if I could handle. There's a certain. I don't like this garden type stuff. I like just a big block of Bermuda grass or zoysia grass. And so I would prefer, I'd rip out all these marked garden beds and mulch beds and flowers and all this nonsense. No, I don't want to say nonsense. That's what Europe does, I guess. But I would just have a big piece of grass. Like I just love turf. So the whole.
You're like, how do we play football on Thanksgiving on this lawn?
Yeah, well, I'm the get off my turf grass guy. I don't even know if I want you playing football in my yard, but I just like turf. So I've
you
never
just want to look
been.
at it.
Yeah. Now this is nice, like the little picnic table back there and the little bench. Like it is. Like if I was actually a resident there, it would be very therapeutic to go there and drink a cup of coffee in the morning and pray and relax and think. I do like that. We don't have yards like this in Atlanta. I don't know what to think about it, honestly.
Yeah, it feels like a very big contract for seasonal color.
Yeah, well, I think, I don't know because I've never been to Europe, but I think if they have a lot of what they call gardeners. So, whereas in America, we are basically predominantly the maintenance would consist of mowing, edging, and blowing, and maybe doing some light bush trimming. Situations like this, the gardener would give the majority of his time to actually tending to all of the necessary pruning to all of those plants, and then making sure there's no weeds in all those garden beds, and taking care of all the stuff that you got with the plants and the bushes and the trees and those garden beds. That is where they would spend a lot of man hours maintaining all of that. Whereas what I like about American landscape is most of our garden bed stuff is really minimal maintenance, and then the turf is what you have to stay on top of. But it looks like Europe, less turf maintenance and more like what's actually happening in the garden beds is what they value over there. But again, I'm just going off of what I see in this video game here, and it might not be exactly, but I do follow some guys on social media from Europe.
So when are we taking the big European trip? Go produce a bunch of
episodes? We possibly could do that. I don't like airplanes or flying, and so flying over to ocean, I don't know. I'm not like you. I just hop on a plane and go to France. I'd have to really think through this one.
Yeah, we'd have to to pay for the flight, you got to prove that the content is going to be worth it. But the plane is not bad because it's such a big plane that you really, I don't know. I've been on a few international flights. I don't feel like I've dealt with a lot of turbulence or anything. It's just like you know, oh, we're sitting here in this uncomfortable chair for the next 8 hours.
Did you sit, like, was it like 3 seats on the left, 3 in the middle, 3 on the right, or how was the plane set
Yeah,
up?
it was 3, 3, and 3 with aisles on either side of the middle. And I did my favorite
There's
seat.
two aisles?
Yes.
Okay.
My favorite seat, if I'm not like, I don't make the Paul money where I can do like first class international. So my favorite seat on that kind of flight is in the middle aisle seat right in front of the bathroom, because then I don't have to feel bad about reclining my seat because I'm reclining it into a wall. As a person over 6 foot, I'm sure you can relate to like, oh, the person in front of me decided to recline their seat. I guess I don't get to feel my knees for the rest of the flight. So I feel bad reclining my seat if someone's behind me.
Did they have a TV in front of you?
Yes.
Okay. How long was the flight?
It was 9 hours there and almost 10 on the way back because of the jet stream or whatever.
10 hours in an airplane?
Yeah, man. They serve to me, and the flight crew is, always great. I feel like, domestic flights, those flight crews can be kind of hit or miss, whether they, resent you for being there. Versus, like, international flight crews are always very excited about, stopping over in France. But yeah, it was a great trip. We went around. We stayed in Paris for a little bit. It was a lot of fun. I'm reading a book about the history of Paris. I didn't finish it on the trip, so I'm still working on it. But it's fun to like have that, oh, the city's laid out in this way, and like this, a significant event happens, and you're like, oh, I walked through that building. Cool. I was a history major.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of my jam. I got to school, pretty ignorant about like how that sort of thing worked, and was just sort of assumed that I could study ancient Roman history at my state college. And they were like, oh no, we don't have anyone that teaches that. So I did not focus on ancient Rome like I had intended.
So we're 80% of the way done here, 27 minutes.
Whew. We're getting there.
Yeah, I'm tired just watching this.
Paul, what did you go to school for?
Communication.
Yep. It seems like it worked out. You used your degree.
Well, that's what people say, but I didn't really learn anything in college that I feel like I applied today. I feel like they ripped me off. But I am in communication. That part is accurate. But like what I've learned now about algorithms and best practices on social media and all of that has been self-taught through watching YouTube, university, and then of course I take some courses and stuff that are like focused on how to excel on Instagram and things like that. But
yeah,
I don't want to give credit to my alma mater, Ohio University. I think they ripped me off. What they charged me for what nonsense they taught me.
Yeah, I got the great benefit of the school that I went to was trying to get to be a tier 1 research university, and one of the requirements is that you have a certain level of alumni giving, and it's just like a raw percentage of the alumni have to give even $1. And so they were really invested in creating students who loved the school, and the way that they did that was by offering really generous scholarships.
Oh, nice.
So my wife and I both went to UT Dallas, we had a flower, and graduated entirely debt-free.
Congratulations, that's great.
Which is great, because I didn't want to finish school, so it was good that it turned out to be free.
Nice.
But yeah, I feel like I learned how to write pretty effectively, and that has helped me a lot in marketing. I did a video, I think it might have been a short, responding to Jacob Godard talking about whether business owners should go to college. and just talked about the things that I felt like my degree had benefited me, and the things that I, felt like, weren't very helpful, and whether it's hard for me to quantify whether it was worth it, because it was 4 years of my life, but tuition was free, so it's a much different calculation than spending 6 figures to do that. Would you do it again, or would you stay home?
Heck no, zero chance. I got robbed of my money and my time. I very much regret going to Ohio University for 4 years.
Gotcha.
Ripped off. I'm against it. I would not recommend college unless you're want to be a nurse or a doctor and you have to get certain thresholds to get certified or whatever. But what I know now about the lawn care business, if I could be 17 years old again, I would have went out there and just worked and earned margin, and then started investing my money into an IRA immediately, at a young age, and had financial margin, earning money at age 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 years old, because by the time I was 23, I was already in the hole, tens of thousands of dollars of student loan debt, and I had zero invested. I had a pile of debt, and I didn't even learn anything. They would say, oh, we taught you. They taught me BS. I didn't learn nothing. I passed. I got good grades. I was a good student. I passed the test and whatever, but it was just it was theory and this stuff and that stuff, and it's I needed to learn different stuff. And maybe I could have taken business courses and learned. I did take a few business courses, but I'm very much regretting how I spent ages 18 to 25. Those are 7 years of my life where I could have really financially got ahead, and instead I got behind. So I don't recommend college. I don't know what Jacob Godard said, but my thought is, if you want to be a business owner, get out there and get in your field and start your business. Yeah. Get your hands dirty and start earning money. Don't pay the educator to teach you unless it's really, really applicable. Like my cousin's an attorney, and you kind of have to get a certain education and then pass a certain, I think it's called the bar exam or something.
Yeah.
So if you know that's the path you want to go, then you would want to go to university. Or my brother's a certified financial planner, like a CFP. Like to become a CFP, and that's what he was called to do or wanted to do, he had to get a bachelor's degree. I think it was like one of the prereqs, and you have to pass this crazy test that he passed. But anyway, if you know that's what you got to do, then go to college. But if you're like me, I didn't know what I wanted to do at age 18. Don't go into student loan debt to figure it out. That was so stupid.
Yeah, that's where they get you.
Yeah, and they don't teach you about compound interest if you would invest in the S&P 500, and man, it's ridiculous. So
yeah, I hear you.
You touched the sour spot. We're 99.4 here. Let's get this.
I'm just trying to get. We need
grass.
We need.
Where did we miss? Did you miss a spot or something? Why does it say 99.4?
That's what I'm looking for. It's kind of like if you streaked the lawn or something, you might have to go back and find it. My assumption is that I missed something along the edge.
Oh, there you go. Right there, you missed a little spot. Woo.
We just got to catch whatever this single blade of grass is so that we hit our contract requirement. There we go. Okay, we can turn our blades off now. drive back up this path without destroying anything. I don't feel like so they have line trimmers in the game, and you can like, you know, bust it out and run around with it. I don't feel like it's actually better than just, you know, doing an outline with your mower. So I don't feel like they've really effectively implemented those. But now I have to remember how to turn my... Nope, that's not it. There we go. Paul, we did it.
Nice.
If I took that long to mow this lawn, would you fire me?
I don't know. I've never seen a yard like this in my life with all this irregular shape and a little park bench in the middle of it. So, but 35.
Paul's like, I never would have taken these people on.
Yeah, I mean, in real life, if it took you 35 minutes, and by the time you drove there, you know, I would charge them for 1 hour worth of work. And so if your rate per man hour is $75, to me, this would be a $75 cut just because of all the irregularities. And I don't know how much time it would have taken you to drive here. And then that driveway looks kind of difficult to get your truck backed out of. I'd say $75 cut.
Nice. Well, we charged almost 500 pounds.
Whoa, 500 pounds?
And that's
how does that relate to US dollars?
Pounds are, it's still like it's not 1-to-1, but I think it's like pounds are 20% more. So
there's no way you could have charged $486 for that in America. What kind of video game is this?
Look, Paul, we got to make enough money to be able to buy new mowers.
468 pounds for 35 minutes?
They gave me a bonus for how quickly I walked to the ground when we went to find the objects.
Mm-hmm.
We got 20 pounds for finding that kid's toy, and then we ran over 15 pounds worth of flowers. I have not figured out. I think that there's got to be a setting to change it to dollars.
Yeah, but whoever invented this video game, how in the world can you justify paying $468 for 35 minutes worth of grass cutting?
Well, they also are going to
want
us
realistic.
Here, wait. Let's go see how much our. Okay. Let's see how much our. So buying a new building would be 160,000.
Oh wow.
175, 200. So that's like, yeah. Let's run a social media ad for 250 pounds. We did it. We ran Facebook ads for
Lightspeed ad. Nice.
All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. I know that this is some real cornball content, but I was so happy that Paul agreed to record this with me because hopefully you enjoyed it.
If somebody is literally still watching and they watch Cody mow virtually for 35 minutes and me ramble on about why I regret going to college, thank you for watching.
Thank you so much.
A like.
If you made it this far, you owe us the like. You clearly enjoyed us. Whoa, Paul, what is this camera? The camera just followed you.
Yeah, it goes wherever I go.
That's incredible. What is that?
InstaLink 360. It's fantastic.
I'm putting a link in the show notes to that camera because if someone's watching it this far, it's probably because they want to be a content creator. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. We will see you on Friday with another video.